Do you want to make a lot of money in your life? Do you want to be really rich in your life? Hi, my name is Anshul Bajaj. I'm an all India rank holder, chartered accountant turned entrepreneur, and I am on a mission to help people become rich and financially free in their life. Welcome to another episode of Rich Beyond Your Wildest Dreams. So, this is my first episode for the year 2022, and I want to first wish you a very happy new year. And I really wish that this year may be the bestest of your year in your life. So, let's begin today's episode. Today, I have a very interesting concept for you. This concept is especially relevant for those who are in job and who want to be really rich in life. This is a concept for them, and I want you to pay real attention till the end of this. And I want one homework that I give you, which you have to do. So, are you ready for it? Yes? Let's begin. So, since it's the beginning of the year, I want to share one concept with you, and maybe you're already aware about it. And that thing is called beliefs. What is it called, please? It's called beliefs. Now, what is a belief? Anything that you think again and again, and anything which you think to be true for yourself is a belief. Anything that you've heard growing up, anything that you believe that it's true for you is your belief. So one of the belief that I've come across in life, or one of the facts that I've come across in my life personally, which I take, is this. And this is that the outer world is created by my inner world. The outer world is created by my inner world. So whatever is going on in your life right now, whatever is physically there in your life right now, is because of things of your inner world. Now, what is part of your inner world? It is your thoughts, it is your feelings, and the actions that you do. So everything that you're going through right now, everything that, maybe it's some challenges, maybe it's some struggles, maybe it's some lack of money, maybe it's a lot of debt. It's because something is there in your inner side. It's something in your mind, your conscious mind or your subconscious mind, that is creating that result for you right now. So that is a belief which maybe you can accept it, maybe you can reject it, but this is one thing I've come to believe over my study of so many years, that the outer results are created by the inner world. So if you have to change the outer world, if you have to change the amount of money you have, what do you really want to do? Please tell me, what do you want to do? You have to change your inner world. Yes or yes? So we start with this, and I want to share one book that I'm reading. So I don't know if you can read this book. The title of the book is Thou Shall Prosper. Thou Shall Prosper, and it's written by a Jewish rabbi called Daniel Lapin. It's written by a Jewish rabbi called Daniel Lapin. So Jews, I'm not sure if you're aware or not, but Jews are one of the wealthiest people in the world, and Jews don't even compose of 2% of world's population, but they are one of the richest people in the world. If you see Israel as a country, which is a very small country, and the amount of wealth and control it exercises in the whole world, it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. And I have been personally fan of Jews. I'm really a big fan of Jews. And the reason for that is because I've spent some time with Jews. I have some of my clients who are Jewish in America, and I know how they are in their dealing. And it's so a lot of people feel that, Jews are gifted with something, that they're born with a certain skills, but that's not true. So in this book, Rabbi Daniel Lapin, he states some of the principles. He calls it commandments, that these are the things which Jews do. They do it like it's inbuilt now in them. When a Jew takes birth, what are the things that gets believe in their belief system? And it is because of these commandments, it is because of these belief systems, that Jews are really able to make the amount of money they make. So personally, I love Jews, and that's why this book was gifted to me by my brother. And in this book, the rabbi shares 10 principles. He shared 10 commandments of making money. That if you follow these 10 commandments, and it is because of these commandments that Jews are wealthy. So I want to present to you in this episode one of the first commandments of making money which Jews follow, which is inbuilt in their by birth, in their system, because of which they are where they are. So are you ready for it? Yes. Let's begin. Right. So the first commandment which Rabbi Daniel Lapin states in this book is that believe in the dignity and morality of business. Believe in the dignity and morality of business. See, a lot of us have, as when we were growing on as kids, maybe we have heard certain things which are not so positive about business. So a lot of us would have grown with the beliefs that, business owners have to do certain frauds to earn money, that business owners are businesses cheat people. A lot of us have grown with certain associations about businesses which are not so positive, which are negative associations as growing up that we have heard. And the first commandment, the first belief system with which a Jew is born is that believe in the dignity and morality of business. Believe in the dignity and morality of business. Imagine Rabbi Daniel Lapin has to write a book where he gives 10 commandments. He gives 10 principles of making money. And the first principle that he shares is about business. Is it a coincidence? No, it's not. Because if you want to be really rich in life, if you want to make a lot of money in life, you have to believe in morality of business. And a lot of us have grown with certain negative beliefs about business. And till the time you change these beliefs, you're never ever going to be really rich in life. Who are the people who are rich in the world? If you see, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, they are all business owners. Yes or yes? Have you seen these people in jobs? And the answer is no. So you have to believe in the morality of business, and to believe in it, let's look at actually what is money. Because if it's a principle of making money, what is money? And money, if I have to tell you in a very clear way, is a medium of exchange. Yes? Do you agree to that? Money is a medium of exchange. So in earlier days, when the humanity was started, when human civilization was started, there used to be no money and people used to barter. Yes, I'm sure you've heard of it. So if I want one goods and you want my goods, so I would take yours in exchange of mine. And that's where money came into picture, because money came as a legal tender, that it's a promise to pay some of this much value. So money, if you want to earn money, you must know what is money, and money is a medium of exchange. Money is something which you give and you get something in return. Yes or yes? Now, if you have to earn money, if you have to make a lot of money, what do you need to do? You need to create an exchange. You have to exchange, and you have to exchange a value for a value. So you have to, if you want to get money, you have to give something. So we live in a bipolar world. It's like a two-sided world. If you have to get something, you have to give something. Yes, do you agree to that? So money is an exchange of value, and if you want to earn money, you have to give value in return. Now let's see what is business. Let's see what is business. So business, so what is business? So business is solving a problem, finding a better way to do something. Whatever it is, if you solve a problem, find a better way to do something such that you help meet the needs of people. So if you are helping someone to meet their needs, are you giving value? Yes. Now what do you get in return? You get money in return. So because people are grown with certain negative beliefs about business, certain negative associations about business, they are never really able to comprehend it, and it's the inner world which drives their outer result. And that is why you see, so I'm sure you've seen someone in your relation, someone in your relative, someone as your friend who's tried to start a business, but he failed in the business. Tell me if you've seen such people who tried their own business, who got in the business, but they failed in business. Why is that? Because their inner beliefs about business were not correct. And my job here to you is to correct those beliefs and simplify it as much as possible. So what is business? I attended this workshop called GBI, Gorilla Business Intensive. It is by Mac Attram. He's a London-based trainer. And we had a session of finding a multi-million dollar idea. The session he was taking was on finding multi-million dollar idea. And he said, if you want to find a multi-million dollar idea, you have to do two things. You have to either solve a problem, solve a pain point, or you have to find a better way to do something. So already a solution which is there, which you find a better way to do it. If you can find these, and if you see in the world right now, all the ideas that are flowing, that are flooding, where money is going, they're either solving a problem or finding better way to do something, and they're helping people to meet their needs. So the business, I want to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, and I want you to imbibe this within yourself, that business is the most noble, it's the most worthy, and it's the most holy things. It's the most noble, worthy, and holy things. And personally, I'm a business owner. I handle multiple businesses, and I know how much a business, how many people a business takes care of. And this is something I even tell all my staff, that because of your work, because you sell one thing, because you produce one thing, how many households you take care of. So business essentially is to meet the needs of people. And when you meet their needs, you get something in return. Now, let me ask you, what do you think business owners do? So I want you to get in this your head, that you are always in your business. You are always in a business. So now some of you, especially those who are in job, you might not be convinced with this idea that how I am in business. I am in a job, I get my salaried income. But let me tell you, my friend, you are always in business, irrespective of whether you are in job, irrespective of whether you are in business. You are always in business, because business is helping people's need for something in return. It is helping people's need something in return. It does not matter whether you own the enterprise or you don't own the enterprise. You might not be a business owner, but you are still in business. Now, what is the difference between the two? Let me tell you this. So first, tell me, what does a business owner do? What are the functions of business that a business owner takes care of? So a business owner takes care of the following functions. He produces goods and services. Yes. He does sales and marketing. He manages the operations. He develops a relationship with his clients, with his vendors. And then he does research and development of new products. That's where innovation comes from. So these are some of the functions of business that business owners does. Produce goods and services, sell goods and services, manage the operation, which includes finance and accounts, legal compliances. He develops a relationship with everyone, all of the stakeholders, and then he does certain innovation. Now, what if you are in a job? What if you are in a job? Let me tell you your functions if you are in a job. If you are in a job, who is the product? Let me ask this to you. If you are in the job, who is the product? Is it you? Yes or yes? What do you sell? If you are in job, what do you sell? You sell yourself. You sell your skills. You sell your hard work. You sell your time. Yes. And what do you invest on if you are in job? A business owner makes investment in monetary terms in the business. But if you are in job, what do you invest upon? You invest in yourself. Yes or yes? So get this thing very clear, that if you are in a job, you have to do all the functions that a business does. And that is what I want you to get in your head. You have to produce because you are the product. You have to produce services by yourself. You have to sell yourself. You have to create relationships among everyone. So, this is something which really hurts me as well, is that people who are in job, a lot of them don't pay value to the relationships as much as a business owner does. So when you are in job, there are so many people that you are interacting with on a regular basis. You are interacting with the customers. You are interacting with the employees of the customers. You are interacting with the vendors. You are interacting with so many other stakeholders, all the legal departments, compliance, professionals, lawyers, CAs. But a lot of employees, and especially people who are really mediocre, who are mediocre in their salaries, who are mediocre in their performance, they don't pay heed to relationship, building relationships and research and development. Do you invest in yourself? Do you work on your development? Are you upgrading your skills? Yes or no? And is it a business function? You might be forced to upgrade yourself because your employer has got a new software or because it's a new tool that you have to work on. But are you willing for it? Are you excited to it? Are you willing to invest on yourself? Are you willing to invest in your personal training and development? And if not, then get this concept straight, because you are in business. And there's a law of nature. There's a law of nature, and that law is called entropy. What is it called, please? It's called entropy. Entropy means gradual decline leading to end. If you don't spend on yourself, if you don't build relationships, if you don't invest on yourself, if you don't sell yourself to everyone, even if you are in job, even if you are in business, there will be a gradual decline leading to an end of you. And that is why you see businesses vanish. That is why you see brands vanish. That is why you see a person who has so much inner potential living a very mediocre life. And that's where people settle. And I don't want you to be a victim of entropy. I want you to take control of your life. I want you to take charge of your life. So in the end, there's something I want you to do. And to do this, I want to share something with you. I was attending a workshop on networking by Parutosh Pathak. And he said something which really clicked me. He said, networking should be your business function. Networking should be your business function. And he says, when you network with someone, you don't just network with them, but you network with their network as well. Because one person opens gateway to his network. Another person opens gateway to their network. So if you are in job or if you are in business, this is a homework that I want you to do. I want you to go back and work on where can you develop your network. What are some of the avenues? What are some of the channels? Who are some of those people whom you can network with? Because birds of a feather flock together. If you hang out with losers, you'll end up as a loser. If you hang out with broke people, you end up a broke person. If you want to be rich, this is something you must leverage upon. You must leverage on your network. So all the people who are with you in your school, in your college, in your job, your colleagues, go out there, network with them, use all the platforms, because you have to believe that you are in business, and networking is a business function. You have to believe that. And once you start doing this, trust me, the amount of changes that you will see, the amount of changes in your monetary and non-monetary lives that you can experience. So thank you so much. I hope you loved this episode. Please subscribe to me on YouTube and all the podcast platform where you are listening to this podcast. And I'll see you soon in another episode. Thank you.